In this video, John Tilley, the CEO of ZonGuru, will show us how to find product ideas for your Amazon business, how to validate them, how to find things to improve in the products, and finally, how to source them directly from their ZonGuru app. Well, you're not sourcing directly from the app, but they have an interesting, unique integration with Alibaba information. Before you keep watching this video, don't forget to subscribe to YouTube channel of Orange Klik. This is where we talk to different Amazon softwares, Amazon experts, also event organizers for Amazon sellers. Hello, John. So could you please introduce yourself and tell us how do you help Amazon sellers?
What's up, Augustus? Thanks for having me. I'm John Tilley, the CEO of ZonGuru, and we're an all-in-one platform for Amazon private label sellers, and we help you scale your business through data and automation. So, basically we have, I think it's 14 different tools now that can help you at every single phase of your Amazon business. And I'm excited to chat to you about some new stuff that we've got coming out and how we can help people specifically in the product research and sourcing phase of the Amazon journey.
Yeah, it's one of the probably most painful steps to find a product and to create it. I was in this step myself 2 times in the past, and I never started selling on Amazon. So, all right. So maybe let's get some overview. So you are yourself an Amazon seller as well, right? And can you give us some ideas, like what should be maybe the mindset to start thinking about this Amazon selling business? Should we now start thinking about the product, or there is some bigger picture to think about?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think you were just touching there on launching an Amazon business, and those people who take their product, the idea of selling on Amazon and actually get to the place of selling on Amazon is usually like 1 or 2%. So a lot of people say, oh, I launched on Amazon and I'm not getting sales or something like that. And I always say to them, congratulations, you're part of the 1% now. You've actually got there and launched. But I think, backtracking that a little bit, if you can, all that time that you spend actually looking to launch a product on Amazon, if you get the right kind of data at the phase when you're doing your research, your chance of actually being successful once you launch is that much greater. And that's what we really focus on, is how can we use data that we get through our business and our relationship with Amazon. How can we get data and present that to our customers in a way that gives them great insights around the decisions they need to make around what they launch, so that they are successful once they launch. So we very much pride ourselves on focusing on the data. And you mentioned it. I think, I sell on Amazon. I've been selling since 2014, but I'm the CEO. But most importantly, I've encouraged our team to become Amazon sellers themselves, and we back that with a 0% interest-free loan that they can do for their first product. So what's been really exciting is seeing over the last 3 years our team actually launching their own Amazon products, and that's just a beautiful connection there, because the magic starts to happen when you have these developers who are actually creating tools that they use on their own business that our customers can use as well. And you'll see that in our tools. You can see that someone who really understands Amazon and how to sell on Amazon has created the tool. So it's a fascinating and awesome place to be. And we get some amazing feedback just based on real sellers creating these tools for our customers, which is great.
All right. So you mentioned to look at the data. So let's take some practical example. And I guess it's best if we just jump to ZonGuru, right? To your tool.
Yeah.
Where the data comes from, right?
Yeah, I think I can set that up a little bit for you guys, and then we can jump in and I'll show you some new tools. But selling on Amazon these days, it's not even, how do you find a product? It's not even finding a niche these days. It's actually finding a niche within a niche, right? And what I mean by that is you've got to kind of pull back the layers of what you're seeing on Amazon and really find those amazing opportunities where there's still some good demand. People are looking for those kind of products, but they're not as competitive. And you know, they are very specific. And if you can find those opportunities, you can create an amazing product that will be literally $1 million business. And that's the power of Amazon. You have at least Amazon.com, and I know Amazon Europe, but you have, you know, hundreds of millions of people looking for products. So if you can find that really unique niche that is not that competitive, you have an amazing opportunity to create a great business. And that's what you've got to look for versus, you know, your commodity goods on Amazon that maybe you could have sold 5 years ago, but today, you know, it's impossible to get to page one for that. And you're competing against massive brands with massive advertising budgets. And as private label sellers who are starting on Amazon, you really need to avoid that. And so you need data to be able to showcase those opportunities for you, and also show the data in a way where you can make a good decision on that. And that's what we've created, you know, with our tools. So I'm gonna jump over and show you some brand new tools that we just released. Now we've had research tools, and we have research tools already in place. But one area that we really wanted to tackle is the idea of, can we solve this problem where instead of you looking for a product and you know, typing in something and trying to find a product that you can sell on Amazon, can we actually just use the data to present product ideas to you on a platter? So you can literally sit there, click a few buttons, tweak a few things, and then get products returned to you that actually are viable opportunities to sell on Amazon. Now, that's not really a new idea. There's definitely, you know, other software companies, big ones in the space, that have product research databases. But the challenge and what we've seen with a lot of those is they're product based. So they've got, you know, thousands and thousands or millions and millions of products in that product database. And when you kind of filter for keywords or for certain filters, what we're seeing is you get a few relevant products, but the vast majority of the products that you're getting are not relevant for private label sellers. And you have to really dig through a lot of data and products to actually find something that you can sell on Amazon. And it's basically because it's very product based driven. Now, what we've done to take this is create a product database, but we based it on keywords. So ours is a keyword driven product database. So what we're doing is we're actually pulling in data of what actual sellers are typing into Amazon to find products, you know, plus some other data that we're pulling from our relationship with Amazon to actually give you a product database that is very up to date based on what people are actually looking for on Amazon now, last month, the month before. And it's what you'll see and I'll show you this in a second, is the product ideas that are showcased are extremely relevant for private label sellers. I can look at one list and there's like 5 or 6 or 7 products that I could sell right now and actually do well with, versus you know, some of the other ones where it takes a lot longer to find those products. So what I'm showing you right now is we're actually just in the process of launching it. So it's kind of a first look. And the feedback is insane. You know, we not only from our customers, but from our actual team as well, who spend a lot of time putting together hot product lists for customers, and the time that it takes them now is just, you know, it's literally a 1/10 of the time just based on this. So that's the one thing I want to show you. And then the second thing, which we're really excited about, is not only using data to find a product, but actually how do you connect with the right supplier to create the product? And we're really excited. We're about to launch the world's first partnership with Alibaba.com around this. So Alibaba, probably a year ago, recognized that they really wanted to help private label sellers find great products and find great suppliers to manufacture their products. And the way that we need to filter that data is different to other sellers, right? And if you go onto platforms like Alibaba.com, you have to dig through the data to really find the right kind of suppliers. And so what we've done is we've partnered with Alibaba, and we're using the power of Alibaba's database and the filters that we understand as private label sellers on top of that, so that whenever you're searching for products on Amazon, and I'll show you this in a second, we actually present suppliers to you. And these are the best of the best suppliers that match e-commerce private label sellers. So we've literally taken all of that hard work out, and you have all the right data to be able to validate and connect with those suppliers. So they've partnered with us. They put a pitch out to many software companies, and they chose us to take this to the marketplace. So I'm extremely excited about that. And this is just the start of that relationship. So we now have two of the most powerful tools around how to actually find products and how to actually connect with suppliers, ready for people to jump in and start using, which is great. So let me jump in. I know I've been talking for a while here, but let me jump in. Okay, so this is ZonGuru, and these are all the tools that we have. One, if you haven't check out Keywords on Fire. This will really help you from a database approach find the right keywords to actually launch your product and optimize your listing. So definitely check that out. It's very powerful. But the brand new tools that I'm going to show you today is Niche Finder and Easy Source. And you can see they're in preview mode right now because we're just about to launch these and sellers are using it, but you have to be a customer to get access. But these are the two tools now. Niche Finder, as I said, is based on actual keyword data, millions and millions of keywords that people are actually searching for on Amazon right now, up to date. And then we kind of break it down to show opportunities. Now, for those sellers who are new, we have easy mode, and then we have advanced mode as well. So I'll show you both of these in a second. But in the easy mode, we have these three categories, I guess, that you can use to help you really filter down the type of products that you're looking for. And we have one which is called Easy Starter. And this is really more for those sellers who are just getting into Amazon. Perhaps they don't have as much capital up front, so they're looking for products that can give them a decent return, but it's not going to be a massive capital investment. And then we have Business Builder, which is more of those long-term products that you want to create on Amazon, a little bit more capital up front, but some good net margin and a sustainable business you can create over time. And then finally, you have Big Hitter, which is more for the advanced sellers, those that have more capital that they can invest up front, a lot more return on investments, and something they can build and really compete against some of the bigger competitors in the space. So you can literally just click on any three of these, and just get an explanation and use some of these for your search. Now, you can click on all of these. You can select categories, so any categories that you want, or select all. And then you can enter keywords if you want to filter that down by specifics as well. And then finally, we have this little button over here called Feeling Lucky, which I'll show you that in a second. But essentially, if you just have no idea what you're looking for, you can click on that and it will randomly return product ideas for you. So that's that. And then we have, and I'm gonna jump in and show you this in a second, but we have advanced mode. So if I click over onto advanced mode, this is where you can actually go and kind of set your filters based on certain things that you would like in terms of the data return. So for example, how we break it down is by demand. So how many people are actually searching for a product, competition opportunity. So how competitive is the actual category? How much money I want to invest in terms of investment, how much capital up front. We have a niche score, which is based on 0 to 100, and I'll show you that in a second. Average listing strength, keywords and title, FBA. You can add search volume, average revenue. So this filter right now is set for $10,000 as an average revenue. You can add average price. There's a whole bunch you can set here, and you can save these filters. So for example, if I go onto business, the Easy Starter, you can see how they're adjusted. And this is Business Builder. And then you can obviously add your own custom filters as well and save them. So you can add categories, you can filter, and then you can run a few searches. So, this is basically, you just go ahead and you just hit search right here, and then it will just run a few searches. And so this is just, I've just left this open for all categories, and I've just run it on Business Builder. And this is the kind of results that I'll return. So, as you roll over these, it'll give you some very high level information, which is important, like the actual search volume, average sales, average price, average reviews, average revenue, average launch budget that you would need to actually launch the product. And then, we have PPC bid, which is interesting when you look at it, and then actual dollars from keywords. How much money does that actual keyword make? So you have some very high level data, and just, this is random. I just returned. So you look at some of these results, like, folding chairs, Nikiri chef knife, this is just all random.
let's say someone has just, I don't know, $10,000 to invest. So is it possible now to filter because you said
Yeah.
launch?
Well, let's look at this one because I just kind of like just clicked on this. So as you click on it, right? I don't know, bird bath fountain. Let's just look at this for a second. So this is a niche score of 64%, right? Which this rainbow breaks it down, which is actually the demand, which is this one, 51%. So how many people are actually searching for it? It's about a 50% demand. Competition opportunity is 39%. So that means it's competitive, but not that competitive. Listings are optimized, but there is opportunity there. Investment sweet spot, it's saying, you know, hey, if you have around $10,000 to $14,000, this is probably good. So to your point, I think this is kind of on that sweet spot. And then investment, and then the final column here, which is you know, the revenue potential, it's actually saying 71%. So can I actually make money on this product from a net margin? Yes. You know, look at the average price is $34. So I just clicked on this randomly, and you can see all the type of products that are actually returned here. It's a bird bath. I mean, I don't know if this is a good product to sell, but you know, you could actually probably look into this and see, is there something interesting I can do from a bird bath perspective that would actually stand out? So this is the kind of opportunity. So this is one, you know, we could look at, to your point, I think we could go in here and we could just add in, you know, we could add in over here. Let me show you the investment sweet spot. If we moved it, I'd probably say if we moved it around here, more of the products around the 10,000 mark would come out. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Nakiri shot, this knife set. Okay, launch budget is a little bit high there, so we could adjust it and bring it down if we needed to.
So how this investment sweet spot is related to the amount of I can invest?
So the way that we do it is the investment sweet spot is, to a degree, we look at how much capital you need up front for to basically have enough stock to sell at the average monthly sales to be on page one. So we want to say for any product that we launch, we want to be on page one for that keyword, right? So we actually look at the monthly sales for that product, and then we'll give you, based on around a 30% margin, we'll give you how much money you need to actually invest in stock to be able to sell at the monthly rate for page one, plus about 2 months worth of stock to continue. So you could adjust it if you wanted to just do a month, but we really want to make sure that if you invest, you have enough to actually be able to compete at page one for that keyword, but then also have a little bit of stock left over so that you don't run out of stock and you can reorder in time. So you know, it's, you know, whether it's 14,000, which is like 3 months of stock, or whether you can bring that down to 10,000, you can kind of adjust it how you want. But it's really important that you have enough stock to be able to compete on page one. Candle making supply kit, interesting. So, you know, this could be, it's interesting. It's got a good demand. It's a little bit it's quite competitive. I've never even heard of this product. It's quite competitive. But, you know, as a private label seller, if we could do better on actually the packaging around this, you could 100% do a way better job. I mean, this guy's doing a little bit of a better job, but this could be a really interesting category. And then obviously you can start to look at the sales. You can add it to other products to track it. You could open it up in our Chrome extension. There's other ways you can look at it. So this is kind of like, you know, we can look at many things here, but this is just literally just opening it up, and you can just see there's opportunity after opportunity. I mean, kids' tents with lights, you know, I've never seen this, but
let's
this could be interesting. You know?
Some of the products, let's say this tent resonates with me. Maybe I have a daughter, or someone has a daughter, and they would love to sell this kind of product. So what's next step? So now what else should we look at?
Yeah, so what I would actually do is open this up in our Chrome extension. So and I'll do that right now. But the idea here is like, okay, this is an interesting product, and I think I could differentiate this over whoever sells these tents, right? And I think that you know, this looks like it's within my budget. What I would actually do is one, click on this and actually add it to various tools. So I could add it to my love hate, which is a tool we have, which will actually look at reviews and start to show what do people actually love or hate about a product. I could add it to Easy Source, which I'll show you in a second, add it to Keywords on Fire, and actually add it to Sales Spy as well. So I could start to look at historical trends around this data. So what I would do is add it to all of our tools. But the next step I'd absolutely do is open it up in our Chrome extension. So this is, what I would do is actually open it up on Amazon, where I can start to look at what these products are, and see, okay, is this something that, what does it look like for that keyword on actual Amazon? And how can I potentially compete? So I've loaded up the Chrome extension. You can see that same niche score is here. It breaks it down. I can see the average price. I can see a bunch of data there. And then the interesting part, and this is the brand new tool. So one other thing I can show you is this. These are the top sellers. So this number 3 and number 2 are the actual top sellers. So you can see who's actually selling the most of this. This person is getting the most clicks and conversions.
Do you see that in which columns?
You see this number 2 over here?
Okay. So
and this number 3. Yeah. So what this is telling me is, out of all of these sellers on the page, these are the actual sellers who are getting the most clicks and conversions out of all the products on the page. So you can immediately tell, okay, this is the one that people love the most, right? Or this one as well. So these are the biggest sellers, these 2 right up here, this one and this one. But what's really interesting now is you can see this little widget that's popped up over here, source on Alibaba.com, and it's giving you a price. And if you click on this, right wherever you're searching on Amazon, we'll tell you what is the best supplier to actually manufacture this product. And I've never clicked on this before, but you can see this supplier based in Wuyi. Okay, so it's a China-based company. They've got trade assurance. It tells you how much revenue they've pushed through the trade assurance. So this is actual sales that they've done. And then what country are they, a manufacturer or an agent, and where they're based. And then you can, just out of these 2, you can see this one's actually done a higher revenue. So they might be worth contacting. And then if I click on here, see more on Easy Source, those were just 2, but if you actually go into here, we'll return, more sellers. So you can go down here, you can start to look through, see, this is kind of similar to that one that we actually just saw, which is one of the biggest sellers. You can see they've been on Alibaba for 6 years. They're based in China. This is the products that they actually create, the revenue, what markets they are best suited for. And then, what are their MOQ, their pricing, etc. And this is a very filtered view, right? So the thousands and thousands that you could potentially get on Alibaba.com, we filtered this to the exact right, best suited suppliers for e-commerce sellers. And it's people are loving this because it just takes a lot of that work out of looking for suppliers and actually find the right ones. And then if you actually contact them, they know that they're coming through this partnership with Alibaba.com, and so you're taken more seriously as a seller. So it's definitely an awesome partnership right now. So this is how I start to. Yeah.
This information is directly from Alibaba.com, right?
It's so to be clear, it's a unique API that we've built with Alibaba.com, where we're using the power of Alibaba's database. But we're adding certain filters based on what we as private label sellers, need, is important to us, right? So we put some filters on that so that we're not just returning everything for all types of sellers. It's like, if you're a private label seller that wants to launch something on Amazon, this is the right kind of supplier for you. And then you can actually go in and you can add settings. So you can add, one really powerful one, and we're building this out, but you can actually select what country. So if you want to look at all countries or China, or if you want to look at Thailand or anything like that, you can set your settings. And then whenever you search on Amazon, and you use this feature, the results are actually going to be returned based on the settings that you put in there. So if you only want to see Thailand manufacturers or Vietnamese or China, you can put that in. And if you want just verified or unverified, you can kind of change all your settings. Trading company. This is interesting. This is a manufacturer. This is that bird bath that we were looking at earlier, right? This is a manufacturer. So you actually contacting the manufacturer. And this is how much revenue they've done through the trade assurance program. This company here is actually a trading company, and they've done 105,000 through the trade assurance company. So trading company means they're more of a wholesaler and they have relationships with different manufacturers, which is suitable for some people, but you might actually just want to deal with the manufacturer. So you can tell immediately, whether they're a trading company or not, which is something that's important for us as private label sellers. So, yeah, it's taking the work out of finding the suppliers and literally saying, hey, here's the best of the best suited for what you're trying to create. And then you have that base right here. So,
so at what data shall we look and how to analyze these numbers so that we that we choose the product which has some potential?
So I think if we're looking at this product here, the most important thing to look at is one, the niche score. So you need to understand, is there actual demand for the product? Is it competitive, right? And then what is that investment sweet spot and the revenue potential where it needs to be? And these numbers are already positive right now. So for me, looking at this, I would say this is a really interesting product if I could differentiate it, right? So that's really important. The other column to look at is kind of average reviews. How competitive are the reviews? And then what is the kind of monthly revenue that this product could do if I was on page one? So this to me is saying this is an interesting product where the launch budget is pretty good, only 10,000. The actual monthly revenue is pretty decent, and for me, and the price point is really good, which is important. So if I was a newbie coming onto Amazon, this would be a really interesting first product to look at. The only question you would need to ask yourself is, can I differentiate the product? So looking at Amazon and on the page, can this product can I come up with something that actually stands out, right? And is different to what's here. Now, I can see a lot of these electronic products. The only problem I see right now with this is could I actually make something that looks different to here? So I'd have to think about that, research that, and if I can answer yes, this would be an interesting product to look at, right? So that's what I use to validate. The second thing I would do after, if I really thought this was really a good idea, is to then actually use our Keywords on Fire tool to really pull the actual keywords that these listings have. It's like a reverse lookup on the actual listings, and it looks at where the competitors are strong and where they're weak, and it can help me figure out what I should actually focus on if I launch this product, what kind of keywords and where could I actually win. And that's a different conversation, but that's definitely a very powerful tool to help to make you very certain that if you have a great product idea, you can actually launch that and be successful with it on Amazon.
Niche score. So what is a good niche score? When should we close? We can't skip the product.
So the niche score, it's interesting because anything over 65% is a pretty good niche score, right? But what's important is not only an overall niche score, but looking at the data, right? So when it's broken down. So if I take Starry Night projector, I don't even know what this is, but okay, so this is kind of a projector that projects stars on your wall, right? And this is a 57% overall niche score. But what's really important is to look at this rainbow. We call it the rainbow, right? And if I look at this, what's interesting to me is it has decent demand. It's got decent demand there. The search volume is good. It's like over 1,000. Anything around 2,000 is good. It is a little bit competitive, but the investment sweet spot and the actual revenue potential that I can make on this is actually quite good. So I would anything around 50 or 54%, if it looks interesting to me, I would open it up and look at it. And what I wanted to see is how competitive is it, or what's the actual demand. And if those two are pretty good, I would look at this. This product I probably wouldn't look at. I just don't think I could differentiate it. But maybe we can look at. I was just looking right before this. Let's see. I was just looking here. What did I enter over here? This is basically just a search that I just did, but I only selected two categories, home and kitchen, and just ran that. And there's wall clocks, right? So maybe wall clocks is an interesting idea. Table centerpieces. This is I've actually filtered the niche score to be much higher. So you can see now this is interesting to me because there's really good demand. the competition opportunity is actually not bad, around 45%, but the actual, the actual potential to, from a revenue sweet spot and the potential to make money on it is really good. So, if I could come up with a way to really differentiate this might be an interesting category for me to look at and to sell. So there's millions. I mean, shelf dividers. This is an interesting, maybe a potentially interesting product idea. There's a front door wreath. I've actually looked at wreaths before. Like, this is a really fascinating category. And some people have looked into this and are doing pretty well. So there's, you can just keep loading more and more. You'll just see that the actual ideas that are coming out here are much more relevant for private label sellers than not. So I don't know if there's something that you want to look at. We can just dive in and do something based on what's interesting to you. I did one right now just on motorcycles because I like motorcycles. So I just put in motorcycle here as my keyword, and I'm just looking down. There's really interesting products here. I clicked on this one. Where did I click on? I clicked on this motorcycle cover, waterproof, right? Potentially there's a great idea for potentially branding here. It's a good price point. It is pretty competitive, but I think I could probably do a much better job on this because I know motorcycles and I know the industry. So, this was just literally one click and I just hit on it. And there's a bunch of products here that are coming back that I could choose.
This rainbow, the competitive line, it's yellow. So the shorter, the better or the worse?
The worse.
No,
so
okay.
It's a competition opportunity. So we want all of these lines to be as high as they can be.
Okay.
So this means it's actually pretty competitive because it's only down, it's like 12%, So on page one, they are pretty competitive. I still would potentially look at it. I would run a keywords on fire session and actually see what keywords my competitors rank for and which ones they don't. And then if I could see an opportunity there, I would actually dive in and look at that.
All right. So we basically want to show how can people analyze this data and take a decision.
One other thing that I can show you just as interesting is we have this little button here called I'm Feeling Lucky.
Yeah.
Kind of works like Google. It'll just randomly return a product. So I could hit on like big hitter, and then I could just hit Feeling Lucky, and it's just going to return a random product for me. So this is returned interesting. It's called an UGG care kit. I've never seen that before, but essentially it's a care kit for your UGG boots. And I guess if you have a certain kind of that plush product, it's a way of brushing it and looking after it. That might be an interesting product category. I can just hit it again and see what comes back. Bathrobes for kids, so I could go and hit on easy starter, maybe an easier category, and let's see what returns here. Veronica beard jeans. I don't know what that one is. Let's hit it again, see what comes up. Apple Watch brand navy. So this is the bands for Apple Watches. Probably something that might not be something that we could actually differentiate on, but keep clicking that and you'll just keep getting different ideas. So anything you want to search on?
Just let's take somewhere where you see the niche score is good and maybe in the list which it's loaded right now.
Right, let's
we
go
just
over
take
here.
random.
Let's go over here. Let's select business builder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there any categories you like?
Sports and outdoors. Maybe travel. Yeah, sports and outdoors is good. And let's take this one, home improvement. Let's see.
Okay. And then, based on those ones, we'll just hit a search. And here's all the products that you can look at. Now you can go for high niche scores. You can just filter by niche score if you want. And you can go for higher ones, so we could go in here. Interesting face mask. Those are definitely being looked at right now. So,
are you looking at some numbers that you are not clicking?
Yeah. So I'm looking at the product. First of all, like, is it an interesting thought or idea? And then I'm looking at the niche score and the breakdown there. And then if I roll over, the first thing I really look at is search volume. Over here, I want to see that it has decent search volume and revenue and the price, right? And then I also really like to look at the average rating is interesting to me, because it tells me how well the listings are rated, and then also average reviews. Now this is pretty high, you know, so I'm not sure this is a good idea, but we can open it up and just see.
So more reviews means that you will have like climb up the steps very hard to get to
Yeah,
reach
exactly. They're pretty high, you know. So you could actually go in here and you could say, hey,
filter.
actually just give me the average reviews of a max of 400. You know, we could just add that if we want, and then search again. And now I love looking at products like this, because, you know, some of the unsexy products are sometimes the ones that you want to sell, right? But you see average reviews are much lower, 193.
And the search volume is 6,000. So it's good or bad?
It's good. So this is really high. A lot of people are looking for this product. The average price is amazing, $30. You can definitely make money on this. And look at, you know, look at this. Like, demand is good. It's not very competitive. Your kind of your sweet spot in terms of selling is great. Launch budget is only 10 grand. And then your potential to make revenue is good. So this is a great product. I don't know if I would be able to differentiate this. You know, that's the layer you need to look at from a private label seller. Like, is this actually something that I could potentially do better, right? So I'm not too sure that this would be interesting to me. You know, if I look down here a little bit, frozen scooter, interesting. You know, this thing, rope bag, this could be interesting to me, actually. Look at this. So this kind of gets my interest, right? Because it's got a good demand. You know, search volume is over 1,000, which is great. Average price, $35, awesome. Average revenue, great. Average rating, 4.5. So the listings aren't doing that well. And average reviews, 201, which is not very competitive at all. And this is a product which is a rope bag. So I guess for climbers, it's a bag that they keep their ropes in. And this is obviously a very specific type of person and avatar. So I bet if I really thought about this, I could come up with a product that is slightly differentiated, that would really suit this market much better. And I could do a way better job than a lot of these sellers out here with a rope bag. So this could be a really interesting, like, look at this, they've done a rope bag, and I guess they've added some headphones, you know. So I would open this up.
This number, average rating, what does it mean? It's
average rating is basically the average review rating that the competitors have on this page. Review rating. So I would definitely go and open this up in the Chrome extension and actually look at what these products do, and you know, see who's got what do these products do. I'd run a love hate on this. What do they do well? What do they not do well? And potentially come up with ideas of how I can make this better. So this could be an interesting product for sure.
So Chrome extension basically gives more details about this specific keyword, right?
This is actually giving you real, you know, up-to-date data as of right now in terms of where these products rank, you know, how people are searching for these, and actually what's happening on this page. Like for page 1, what is the actual data looking at? And I think just because of we're sharing screen, I think it's just interfering a little bit with it. But
it's usual demo syndrome, what I call. So
yeah.
But what I see, we can see how much does it cost on Alibaba. Right.
So we can see right here, and you know, we could potentially, you know, these look like it's a little bit more of a rope style product. They might have it, but it might not be exactly suitable. So I would actually go and look for it on Easy Source. You know, go and look at some more products. But you can see immediately price, where do they manufacture, how many shipments, etc. Are they a manufacturer trader? And this looks like it's more of a rope bag made out of rope. But hopefully, you know, when we look on here, we might actually find, it looks like it's a little bit more of a rope. I think it's picking up on the on the keyword rope rather than relating it to.
So what to do in this case? We are interested in more this bag which goes through the shoulder, probably, right?
Yeah, so what I would probably do is just go in here and actually do a different search. So I would go in here and do climbing bag. Let's have a look. Let's see if that comes up.
It's more backpacks.
Climbing rope bag, maybe. Let's try that. Yeah.
Okay, so in some cases, anyway, we need to find this right keyword.
Yeah, so here we go. I mean, we're starting to find them. Yeah, so you can go in here, you can find these guys and start to contact them. So it's just adding a little bit more of a specific keyword, and you can actually find the right product. Actually, this is an interesting product as well, like these outdoor shower bags. They sell really well on Amazon. That could be an interesting product. So, you know, here we've got a bunch of climbing bags that you could potentially contact. So, you know, these are in here. And
contact. So what exactly we should do next step? Like click on that green button below the picture? Or?
Yeah, so click on this and this will link you directly to this listing on Alibaba. And we're actually passing some URLs. So if you contact the supplier here, you know, you have a better chance of getting a great deal with them. And you can see some more detail on this and then contact them there. So definitely, you know, start to use this tool. And this will just take you directly into the page. And you can start to use the contact. And hopefully, you know, if you guys have used this before, you just, you know, set up with Alibaba and then literally start to speak to the suppliers right here. And actually part of, you know, part of the assets that we give you is a really good template of what you should be asking for when you're quoting from a supplier. You want to come across as a professional seller and ask the right questions. So we give you that as a template so you can ask them the questions in the right way.
And when you say that in the URL, in the website address, so basically the supplier will know that it's coming from ZonGuru or from why?
It's a prioritized relationship. So yeah, so this is something we're building on, and we're building. It's, you know, we're starting right now, but those things, you know, Alibaba wants to make sure that when we're contacting suppliers, they know that they're coming from, you know, legitimate suppliers, legitimate sellers who are actually launching products on Amazon.com or on other platforms, private label platforms. So yeah, it'll be helpful. Yeah.
So supplier gets kind of a notification that, as you say, prioritize the client.
Exactly.
Okay, cool, interesting. All right. So yeah, I think we covered how you showed how can we just either randomly search for the ideas or choose our specific category we're interested in. Then we analyze your data to find the best niche score, and we go down, look at the search volume and few other parameters. And then you said like love and hate. So you said once we are sure about the product, we could still run through love and hate and see what keywords are often mentioned in the reviews, or what does it do?
So this is the love hate tool right here. This is for a different product, right? Because it's actually for a vinyl record holder. But what it does is it pulls in you know, all of the I think it's up to 50 or 100 listings for that specific search, and then it does a word cloud around all the positive reviews and negative reviews. So you can very quickly see what do people love about a product or hate, and then you can kind of like dive in and look at all of the reviews. So for example, with this product, which is a vinyl record, people love the solid wood, how, you know, the record holder, but some of the things that they hate is you know, let's see, adhesive tape or the middle shelf. You know, this might be interesting. So you can actually click on that and then go down and then see, okay, the middle shelf doesn't fit, or you know, there might be some you know, the adhesive strip seems to be a problem. So the adhesive strips don't stick properly. You know, so you can start to really look into these reviews and see what are the things that the current you know, current sellers aren't meeting, and also what are the things that people really love about it, and make sure that your product has that. So this is a very quick way. We used to do this where we used to go in and like look through every single review, and it takes, you know, hours to kind of pick these details out. But you can actually just use this tool, in a few seconds you can get all of the common themes around what people really love and hate. So this is an important tool to use when you're actually looking to differentiate your product.
This shows review analysis for one specific product or for the whole keyword, for set
For
of
the whole
product?
keyword. Yeah.
Ah,
So
nice.
it's basically as if you typed in, you know, record vinyl holder into Amazon, and we've taken those top 50 or 100, I forget the exact number, but you know, 100 sellers, and then we've actually started to put together all the reviews, so we can actually see, you know, look, this is like, you know, 2,000 reviews that it's looking at. So this is really powerful. And then the other one is keywords on fire. I'll just use the same product that's in the demo here, but what this does is it actually, again, it uses very relevant data to return keywords. But what's important is we tell you how many keywords you need to actually, or how many products you need to sell for that keyword to get to page 1, which is really important. Is this number here, this ZG launch. So I know if I was going to optimize for record player stand, I need to sell 19 a day to get to page 1. Whereas record player table, it might be a better suited keyword. I only have to do 11 to get to page 1. So, and it's still very good dollars from keywords. And then you can see on the right here how all of the competitors rank. This is all the ranking for their keywords. And so you can see, are they competitive? The green ones means there's more opportunity for us to beat them. So I would say record player stand is much better as an opportunity versus record player table over record player stand. So this is much more advanced. I'm just touching on it right now, but definitely running a keywords on fire session for a product that you're interested in taking to Amazon will give you insights into what are the keywords that I should optimize for, focus on for my launch, and can I actually beat my competitors and get to page 1? So there's a lot of power in this data. This is probably one of our most powerful tools. Once you have a product idea, once you have a supplier and you're actually looking to launch it on Amazon, this is something you need to use to optimize your listing.
All right.
Yeah. So, you know, I think as you know, I would challenge anyone to kind of go in here and use the niche finder and just look at the results that are returned. And what you'll find is that the results are so much more relevant for private label sellers than a lot of these product database research tools out there. You'll just find idea after idea after idea. I mean, I just clicked on this randomly. You know, this is a much lower niche score, but tide depth gauge tool. You know, I've never even thought of selling that on Amazon. This could be interesting. So, you know, there's a bunch of stuff you can look in, and importantly, we give you the data to be able to validate whether it's a good idea or not, which is great. And we have, you know, we have a live training. You can jump in. You can join our live webinars where we jump in and we actually take training. We answer your questions and just really get you up to speed. So this is, you know, we're here to help as much as possible, because this is a time that, if there's any time, being a seller on e-commerce, you know, is really important. And finding the right product, investing your next 6 months in launching that product is really important. So you've got to find the right product and be confident that you can take it to Amazon and do well with it.
And when people want to sign up for ZonGuru, do they pay one price for all the tools, or it is in different way?
Good question. And the answer is both. So we have 3 different packages, depending on whether you're beginning or you're an advanced seller. But then we also have the ability to change add-ons and to customize the package to suit you. So for example, if you're like, hey, I'm really researching, but I only have one product live and I just want to use this one tool, you can add that one tool and remove one. So you can adjust the pricing, you know, to whatever you want. But, you know, if anybody's interested in using this, I can give you a link, Augustus, and it will be, you know, you can sign up and get 30 days for just $1. So you pay $1 and you'll get access to all of these tools. Plus you'll get access to training, our hot product list. We have a 60 product hot product list, breaking down exactly what is a good product, why it's important. I think the ebook is like 165 pages long. So, and that's just been done right now. And I think we have the quote template in there. We have a supplier checklist, and we have an actual product tracking sheet. So you can actually add products and it will tell you, you know, how much, you know, what's the FBA calculator, what's your net margins, it changes color. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. And we have training around that as well. So, you know, that's all free. I think it's $1,400 of free value just for $1. So if anybody's interested, they can click on the link, sign up for $1 and get all that stuff for free and 30 days to use the products and get in there and just test and see if they like it. So we try to make the, you know, there's not much better than that, I think, we can give guys to try.
Okay, thank you very much. And yeah, indeed, we will put all the links below in the video, in the description of the video. And what else is coming up exciting with ZonGuru? You already said you have like 14 tools. What other upgrades are you planning in the next few months?
Yeah, we'll keep a lot of them secret, but I would say European sellers should keep a close eye on some of the things that we're going to be doing. We're bringing some new stuff to the space, especially for European, German, those kind of sellers. We have a lot. I think we've just finished a planning session, and we're moving at a pace now. You know, we're in a really exciting place, and some more stuff around research. There's a bunch. And most important, I think, is we're making sure that our tools are we're really confident in the data and we present it in a relevant way so you can make good decisions for your business. And we have a really strong customer support team and training team who really take pride in what they do, and they want to help you as individuals to be successful on Amazon. So, you know, with ZonGuru, you get really powerful tools, but also a great support team. And a lot of feedback we get from bigger sellers is don't tell anyone about ZonGuru because, you know, we're almost like the best kept secret to a degree with some of the other bigger software companies out there. You're just not seeing the same opportunities that you see on ZonGuru, and other sellers are not just seeing it. So jump in and get that advantage and start using it for sure.
Okay. Thank you very much, John, and good luck in your business. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Cheers.
I hope this video with John from ZonGuru was useful and you got some ideas how you could use ZonGuru to build up your Amazon business or help with your existing Amazon product lines. So if you like this kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe below, click the notification bell as well. And here we talk to different Amazon experts, Amazon softwares, and event organizers for Amazon sellers. See you.